Welcome, everybody. Today is December 6th. Oh my gosh, where's this year gone?
I know, flying by, flying by.
So crazy. I'm so excited to see our team here and everybody who is listening to the recording. You are awesome. And I know that life is crazy busy right now, which is why we decided we must do this call on different tips to help us stay on track with our goals. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm just a little busy. Anybody else?
Yeah, I hear ya. Right there with you, friend.
Yeah. So you want to kick this thing off? And
I shall, because the first one is one of my favorite ones.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so Charity, I've got 10 tips for you guys today to keep yourselves on track, because we know that it gets super busy in the holiday season, and it's really easy to just say, I'll deal with it in January. I'll get back to on track on January, but then you lose momentum. When you disappear, you lose momentum. And we want you to end the year strong, because I'm telling you, come January, you want to be at the forefront of everybody's mind. You don't want them to forget about you between now and then. All right, so number one, you're going to prioritize your time, right? So decide what time of day you want to get your power hour done and what time you want to work on your business, and get it set. Set it just like an appointment, just like a calendar. Use Teamsy to get your power hour done. You guys, I know Charity's managed to get hers done in like 20 minutes with Teamsy. I am not that fast. I think my fasted recorded time is like 41 minutes. Because when I saw you posting about like 20 minutes, I was like, I'm going to record myself. It was still 41. But still, that left me 20 minutes to make sure I had all my posts done for the day, checked in on my challengers, got everything else done after I had the action items done. So schedule it. When you're doing it, turn off the news feed. I think there's actually a couple of apps that can do that for you. I don't know how to do that, but just don't pay attention to the news feed. Don't let yourself get distracted. Get in, get out, get it done. Bam.
Bam. Get it. Okay, so tip number 2 is kind of even back up that a little bit, because we all know that December gets crazy and November gets crazy. So when you're not crazy busy, like map out what you're going to be doing each and every week. Are you promoting a challenge group this week? Are you promoting coaching this week? And then you tailor your posts to what you're going to be promoting, and make sure you have a call to action in your posts. So like I posted a picture about, working out yesterday, and I failed. I didn't put a call to action on there. But because I'm talking about fitness and I'm planting those seeds, making sure that you're having a call to action like, hey, I have the health bet is coming up next month, or hey, I have a challenge group starting on whatever day. Make sure that you know what you're promoting each week, so you're not just randomly posting whatever you feel like, because I know I kind of have a little ADD. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this, look at that. And, then you have people who are asking, what is it that you exactly do? They need to be able to know what you're doing from your posts. Mm-hmm. Don't just be like, I'm a Beachbody coach, buy from me. Like, make sure that they know that you're into health, fitness, and you're recruiting people to join our Rockstar team.
Yeah, that's a great one. And with those posts, take advantage of automation, right? Like use the Facebook scheduler on your business page. Use Hootsuite if you like Hootsuite. I know Charity and I both like PostCron because I can post into my groups that way. Schedule out the posts. If you've got a challenge group going out on the challenge tracker, get those posts scheduled out for the week. In my world, I do that on Monday. So every Monday, I take a couple of hours and I post what's going in my free accountability group on Facebook, the 2 groups I've got running on the Challenge Tracker app. I get all the posts set for that entire week all the way through to the next Monday, so that there's something there. And then I've got all week to plan posts for my business page and everything else. But that way I can kind of take a deep breath and relax the rest of the week and know that those people are taken care of. And when I do that, I kind of think about what do I want to talk to them about this week? It's not just like throw up an inspirational post every day. It's, what are we talking about? What's our theme for the week? And make sure that there's some engaging questions in there. You can schedule out the whole month if that works better for you. You know you're going to be busy. Just don't disappear, because the minute you disappear, you lose momentum and you're not at the forefront of their mind.
Exactly. And I love scheduling my posts on my business page using the app, or the Pages app on my phone. I do that a lot. Or on my actual computer. But automation is huge. And like Chea said, just don't disappear. Like, don't automate so much that you seem like you've just kind of like stepped off Facebook.
Yeah. And that they can tell that's totally not her.
Yeah, well, most of the time people are like, oh my gosh, you just posted on Facebook and here we are having a conversation. They don't realize that you automate. So there are tons of different free things that you could sign up for. I can't remember this other one I used to use a lot, but it had like content on it. Hootsuite does too, but I mainly use Postcron and my business page to post. Okay, so here is tip number 4. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm not so inspired. So lately, what I've been doing is reusing old content. Yeah, so I just kind of, every day today, 4 years ago, whatever, I might just steal a post that I used a couple of years ago, or on my business page from a few months ago, or even on Instagram. If you're lacking inspiration, reuse that stuff. Sometimes I even post stuff on my business page that I've used in my free groups, or even the challenge group guides. I mean, you have so many things available to you that you shouldn't, we all have those times when we're lacking inspiration, but if you are thinking about it and, being smart about it, you could reuse the same stuff. The same story you could do with a different selfie or whatever. You definitely can do that. And I loved, a year ago, I went to the Platinum Edge with Christine Dwyer. She's our upline coach. You probably have seen me sharing her videos on our business or on our team page. But at the Platinum Edge, there was a fabulous tip from Chelsea Pearson, and she created this document, which I'll share on our team page, but it's all about like finding Pinterest posts that you really like and trying to, duplicate what they're doing and just having like files. I've just started using Trello, which I know Alicia uses and has used in business. Trello is awesome. Do you know it, Chea?
A friend of mine she had mentioned it. It's been a year or two ago, and I never really tried it. So you love it?
I mean, I really like it. I barely just started using it because I decided to get this little course anyway, it's all about like breaking down your ideas. It literally took like less than an hour to do the course, but it had some really good ideas on brainstorming, and there's even an app for Trello on your phone. It's just a way to organize, like here's a subject and you just like brainstorm ideas, and under that you can write notes under each idea, and it's free. And so I'm not very organized. And I'm not a notebook type of a person because I might have like 50 million notebooks. I mean, I have like 2 main notebooks, but I like the idea of this where I can organize my content better. And I have categories in each heading, the 5 different topics that I talk about, and different ideas and opt-ins and different posts and pictures that I'm putting in there, just to really organize what my messaging is. Because I think sometimes people might look at my page or my business, and maybe it happens to you too, where they're like, what exactly do you do? So
right.
You're real consistent with your thoughts and your organization. And so that's where this is coming in handy for me. And Alicia was really sweet. She told me that she would be willing to do a call with us so we can learn more about it. For me, it's like taking Teamsy to the next level and just being more organized with other parts of my business.
Okay.
So
let's do that in January. Let's the call.
Yeah, there's even an app on my phone. Like I have Trello on my phone. So So it's kind of like Evernote, like amped up in categories. It's
I'm
cool.
an Evernote fan. You know,
I love Evernote too, but guess what? My Evernote disappeared.
that's weird.
I didn't get a paid account. And I logged in. I'm like, oh my gosh, where are all my notes? They're gone.
Well, I don't have a paid account, but now because I can only have it on 2 devices, so check some of the other devices where you had it because it's probably still there.
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right, next one, personal development. Do not forget about personal development. You know, use Audible to listen to different books on Audible. I think I have like 5 right now that I'm listening to. You know, I have the National Wake Up Call, 8 a.m. on a Monday morning is never ever going to work for my world. So I have it on podcast, and about usually by lunchtime on Monday, they've loaded it onto the podcast so that I can listen to the recording. So that's how I do it. That way I can also fast forward parts like where they're calling out names if I don't want to listen to that or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody that I do that sometimes. But so that's what I do. And I tend to with books, like I'll read them and I'll listen to Audible, and I'll kind of do it back and forth to make sure, like that's just kind of how I like to do it. Right now, I am reading Essentialism. I'm almost done. I have like another half an hour left on it, I think. Maybe just like a couple chapters. Mm-hmm. I love it. So if you're thinking about like what you want to do for 2017 and you're kind of thinking, I need to revamp, I need to rein in, I need to get more productive. The 2 books that I've read in the last 2 months would be ones I'd recommend. And the first one was The 12-Week Year. I know that was on our National Wake Up Call. I loved that book. But the thing that stuck me with The 12-Week Year was the vision part of it. Like you've got to have a vision before you can plan your 12-week year. And I'll be honest, my vision's kind of fuzzy at the moment because so many things have changed in our life this year. So I was really stuck there, right? Like I couldn't create a 12-week year because I couldn't create a vision. So then I'm reading Essentialism, and it's like all the pieces are just locking into place, narrowing the field, figuring out what's truly, truly important to me. And I feel like I am ready to just hit 2017 like a lightning rod. So those would be the books that I'm recommending. So there you go.
That's awesome. I need to get that. I saw you posted it, and some other people in our academy have posted that book. So I'm like, I need to get that one.
Yeah, man, I'm on a roll. So I have my stuff out to finish up my vision board today, and I'm almost done with Essentialism, and I'm just feeling in a much better place to hit the end of the year. Much better. So that's good. That's good. Kind of start to feel like fragmented. Right? Like I was starting to just kind of feel like I didn't really know which way I was going. And so that really helped. So there you go. Personal development.
I think that, I mean, I just had my 7-year anniversary as a coach, and you've been with the company for 5 years. So I think what I would like to say to the newer coaches is that, you know what, you're always revamping. You're always revising, because of what works today might not work tomorrow. And, you know, I resisted the change for a really long time. So, you know, it's a good idea once a quarter or whatever to just, you know, keep being inspired. The personal development is really where it starts. And you can't stop learning. And it's not just personal development, but business development too. So thank you. I'm going to get that book for sure. Okay, so number 6, use your phone to work your business. Hello. I don't know if you guys know this, but I was just in Jamaica.
Oh, really? Gosh, I didn't know.
It was so awesome. But you know what? As long as you have Wi-Fi, there is no excuse to not be working, okay? Your phone is all you need. Well, and a little drive and motivation. And so that's why we do personal development. But, you know, you could be on a long car ride. Don't do this while you're driving. But if somebody else is driving, you could be working on your phone while you're talking to the kids and handing them snacks and, you know, chatting it up with people. You could be doing your power hour with the Teamsy app. You could be brainstorming with the Trello app. you know, you can use your phone for so many things. And just because you have a computer, you don't have Wi-Fi or your computer, you can still use your phone. Just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got an email from a girl on our team, and she's like, I'm going to quit. And I'm like, you're going to quit? What? She's like, yeah, I just can't get my act together. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, the Wi-Fi at my house sucks. I'm like, hello, we can automate. We got our phone. So she sent me another message saying, thank you for inspiring me. I'm not going to quit after all, because, you know, I decided that this is important to me. And, you know, there's no reason that you can't work. If you have a phone, you can do it. You just got to make sure you're, you know, using our steps and being consistent with your business.
Yeah, for sure. I just upgraded my phone to the big giant 7 Plus because I am working so much on my phone right now. I am just always on my phone. I can do everything from TeamZ from my phone. I can post on Facebook. I can get pictures. The only thing I can't do really well is creating the pictures, like in Canva. I mean, Canva does have an app, but it's not quite as good as the desktop version. So, but I'm constantly on my phone, and, you know, I love it. I love it for that. So,
well, Word Swag is really cool. That's a app, but you can't really do your branding on it. So that's one downside. Photo-fi,
you can upload your logos to. There was another one that somebody else was using that I'm like, I've never even heard of that. I'll have to find out what that was. But anyway. All right, keep a document, number 7. Keep a document full of inspiration. So we all have days when we lack words to inspire people. You know, I think this is a good one, because we all get kind of tired at the end of the year, right? Like your brain is empty. I love the brain dumping idea. That's kind of a newer thing for me. I would like to write notes and stuff, but the brain dump is when you just sit down with a piece of paper and you just start writing out what comes to your mind. Start thinking about, like, what do I want to help people with? What's on my mind today? What kind of tips do I have? What might I want to do a video on? What kind of post might I want to do? And you just kind of let it sit there. And it's really hard. Like the first time I did it, I was like forced to write 5 words down. Like my brain was completely empty. But then I finally started getting better and better at it. And, you know, that's what they say. Like, the more you do it, the better you get at it. I do that on Sundays. Again, like, everybody has their own thing that works in their world. But my family kind of knows by now that on Sundays, I'm going to take about a half hour, 45 minutes. I'm going to lock myself away in a room with a little book and some quiet music, and I'm going to do my little brain dump and kind of plan out what I want to see for the week. And for me, that is really being very helpful. So maybe that would work for you.
Yes, I love that. And having that be part of your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing this. And I think for me to feel inspired, I have to be listening to my personal development and listening to the calls, because sometimes I just lack inspiration. So that's why we have these files, and that's why I really like Trello. It's free.
On it, man. You created a monster.
I know, right? Okay, number 8, don't neglect your workouts. Oh my gosh. You know, I remember there was a time when I was exhausted, like super exhausted. And I had to stop working out because, like, I was emotionally, physically, it's like I was just separated. My daughter didn't sleep through the night, and I felt like a failure in my business because I wasn't, like, working out. I just, like, was in a really bad place. And I think, you know, we all have times when we aren't as motivated or inspired to work out. And I think that's where it really comes in handy to be like, you know, I'm not the perfect coach. Being real and sharing that struggle with people, because that's going to inspire people to jump on board with you, as well as be like, oh my gosh, she's real. I thought she was like this perfect coach that works out all the time and never skips a workout. Plus, it also helps you with accountability. But your workouts are a huge like, it's kind of like the most important part of your business. And there is something for everybody. And yes, we all get bored. And that's why it's so amazing that we have so many workouts that are coming out often. I tried MMA Shred 2.0 yesterday. That was awesome. The new one in Beachbody On Demand, I love that they're adding new things to our library. So that's really awesome.
Really cool.
So you got to do your workouts. You got to drink your Shakeology. It starts with you.
Yeah. You can't ask other people to join you on a journey if you're not on the journey yourself, And I do agree with being real. I've really struggled this last 6 months. I've had lots of just exhaustion. I've been tired. I've been stressed. Just lots going on emotionally with all the losses that we've had in our family and friends in the last year. And I never stopped working out. I might have been eating too much pizza and drinking too much wine, but I never stopped working out. And I think it's really one of the things that helped me stay sane. And then, the other day I got on my live video and I just kind of said, I've struggled. It's been really hard and, but I'm not giving up. I've been seeing a doctor and a specialist about some of the endocrine and metabolism problems that I'm having, and exhaustion and fatigue, but not giving up and just being real and saying it's hard. It's not easy. Just because I'm a coach and just because I've been doing this for 5 years doesn't mean it's easy for me. It's not, but I'm here and I'm going to keep doing it and you'll still see me working out every day. So that's super important.
Yeah. I just wanted to shout out to Alicia, who has gotten off of her medication, her blood pressure medication. She's been extremely transparent with what's happening with the doctors and her medication and just sharing the journey. Just be real with people. Not perfect. That is, not part of coaching. Nobody wants a perfect coach.
No, that's just somebody for them to get annoyed by. So, all right, so number 9, we're almost there, you guys. Even if you're on vacation, post on your page. We're all probably headed to family for Christmas and enjoying the holiday season, and we tend to just ditch out, right? But post on your page, even if it's pictures of your family, enjoying the time, snuggling with your kids, sitting by the Christmas tree, whatever. Post on your page so that you don't leave everybody there high and dry, because like I said, I think about 5 times now on these top 10 tips. If you disappear, they will disappear and you will not be at the forefront of their mind when they're ready to hit play and go in January. So you don't want to leave them.
Exactly. And I just want to say that probably the pictures that I post and share of my daughter and I or my husband and I, they get way more interaction than the motivational quotes that I post. People just want to know who you are and what you're about. So you got to share. Okay, now I love this tip. Thank you, Shea, for adding this to our document. Number 10. Use the 1 tab rule. I am so bad at that. I don't know. Sometimes I have 3 safaris open and each of them have 4 tabs, 5, 6, 7, 8. So make sure you don't have a bunch of tabs open. Use only 1 tab. We learned a lot about that in Smart Success, right? Mm-hmm. Use the 1 tab rule, and so you're not distracted while working. That's a super.
You won't get off track.
Exactly. I don't know about you, but we're struggling between Facebook and TV, and I see messages popping in and notifications. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to stay on track, and I'm like, 5 minutes later, I've lost 5 minutes of my life, because I got distracted.
Yeah.
So it's hard when you're doing your power hour with Teamsy and you're messaging people on Facebook, but I don't know. Is there a way to turn off notifications when you're working?
Yeah. There was, somebody said yesterday there was an app that your newsfeed could be turned off when you're working, but I don't know how to do it. I mean, I think you could probably just, figure it out, Google it, and how do I stop my Facebook notifications, We
got a GTS as Google that stuff, as Shalene always say. All right, that's our homework for everybody's listening. We got to find a way.
Somebody else go find it for Charity and I, and then post it in the Success Solutions page.
Exactly, because I really find that that is a big time suck, because sometimes I do that, and the way my brain is, I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody liked my picture, commented, I'm gonna go over there, and then I'm like, I was in the middle of my power hour. That's not cool. That's not the way a boss and a CEO should be working. We got to be smarter about our time. So those are our 10 tips.
That's it.
And look at that, we did it in time.
We rocked it today, man.
Yes, yes. Your time is important. So I appreciate each and every single one of you for showing up and taking your time to spend with us.
So I have a question.
Yes.
When you map things out, do you have a calendar where like certain weeks you're going to promote like a free group, and then certain weeks do your paid one or do your sneak peek, things like that?
Mm-hmm.
I do. I used to try and do like a whole, like I at one point tried to do a whole year. Now I just try to go out 90 days and figure out kind of like what that next 90 days is going to look like. Because if I have it, if I know when I'm promoting something, then I can back up and know what I'm supposed to be doing ahead of time. And then I can, make my weekly to-do list and things like that a lot better, knowing what's coming ahead. And I can kind of do that like jab, right hook, whatever it is. Like I'm just sort of sprinkling in stuff now because I know that in a few weeks I'm going to be doing X. So
Yes. I have an editorial calendar that I'm not very good at using. I get really good at it, and then my life gets crazy busy, and then I'm off track and I need to do it. But this is the perfect time to be planning out what you're going to be doing in January, February, and March. Like New Year's and then the first day of spring. Hello, we have a lot of big things happening. So now.
So do you find you have better, more people join a challenge group if you do a free group first and then lead up to it? Or like I'm trying to plan out like for the next few months and trying to figure out where do I put the free group, where do I put a paid one? Or does it matter?
The way that you would think that it would work would be that you'd get them into your free group and then you'd build a relationship with them and get them ready to start something with you paid. But it may not be that they go straight from that free group into your paid challenge group. So like right now, I have like a free accountability page on Facebook that like pretty much anybody can be on. And then I have a challenge group that's on the My Challenge Tracker app, which I told them you can do any workout you want to do. I don't care what workout you're doing, even if it's not a Beachbody program. I'd like for you to drink Shakeology, but you don't have to. This is an actual group. So there are people who went from my like accountability group into that group, and I'm hoping they'll move into the health bet in January. Sometimes all they need is like that 1 5-day free group. Sometimes they need a few months, as long as you're there to support them at whatever place that they're at, right? So yeah, I mean, that's how I would think it would work. It doesn't always work that way.
I mean, for my own personal strategy, I try to do like a free group the beginning of the month and then move into inviting to a challenge group. It doesn't always work out that way, that people want to jump on board with you. And, I think it's helpful to remember what your journey was from going from customer to, paid HD customer or person to whatever, you know what I mean? Because each one of us is different, and just showing up and, like Chea said, loving people where they're at and, inviting them to be with you. Because, a lot of times people are overwhelmed. I know when I scroll through the news feed, there are so many people sharing like so many different kinds of posts. And it really is our responsibility to share our lives with people and get them to fall in love with us. And, I think maybe the conversion takes a little bit longer now than it used to because there's so many options available. So that's just my own opinion. Anybody else have any questions or thoughts? Really grateful to see everybody here today. Well, I'm going to go drink my Energize because I haven't worked out yet. I've had appointments all day, so now it's me time before I pick my daughter up from school. So Thank you all. I hope that these tips helped and that you will share with your team and leave us some feedback when we post, or even share on the team page what your biggest takeaways were. Because, I think we all work better when we share our feedback and takeaways, because, it might spark a different idea in somebody that, we hadn't even thought of. So share.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.
You too. Bye.